Hi, Hogs. This is going to be the defensive part of film. I'm going to send out a defensive one, then I'll send out an offensive one. I'll go through probably 20 plays or so and of defense, and then I'll do probably about 15, 20 of offense. And I think we should be able to capture enough within those plays for us to have enough to work on this week before we play Apple Valley. So we'll start here. I'll go left to right. I know this one's a little bit zoomed in where we can't see LaFleur for the beginning, but the film will get better after the first couple here. So this first play was a screen play. I know we haven't really talked a lot about screen and what we should do. So I'll talk about it really quickly. If you see its pass and you thought it was really easy for you to get by the lineman in front of you, if you feel that they let you go, it's most likely a screen. So instead of keep running upfield, you want to stop, put your foot in the ground, and then retrace your steps and go try to follow the lineman because they're going to take you where the screen's at. So notice here, he lets you go pretty easy. If you feel that they're letting you go, put your foot in the ground and retrace your steps and go find the screen. The quicker you can find it, the better it is. Another hint that it's screen is watching the quarterback. So as you're rushing the quarterback, if you notice that he takes about a 10-step drop instead of a 5-step drop, or if you feel like he's retreating really, really quickly, that's another sign that it's a screen. So you want to put your foot in the ground and retrace your steps. We don't see a lot of screens very often, so that's I would rather work on our run fits. So that's why we really haven't worked on it a lot. And this is the only screen they ran throughout the game. But in terms of what we did, I like how we recognized pass. We hit our pass rush moves right away and tried to rush the quarterback. Here's the next play. Better angle here. Okay, I'm going to start with Ben. Takes his 2 steps. This is perfect. This is exactly where we need to be in terms of our pad level. We're nice and low. Okay, they're a very well-coached team. Notice how they have their hand on the hip. They're trying to move you. Notice that we do get washed, but I would rather us get moved laterally instead of getting moved straight back into our linebackers. So this isn't too bad. I'd like to see us drop the knee a little bit sooner here so we don't give up so much ground. But once again, they're a really well-coached team, so sometimes they're going to get the better of you. But I do like your 2 steps. I'd like you to get your 2nd step down sooner, because notice you take your 1st step here, but then you don't take your 2nd step. When they make contact with you, the 2nd foot is still up in the air. So that's probably contributing to why you're not able to fight this off really well, because your feet are not rooted into the ground. So make sure we get our 2 steps down right away. We're a little bit late. Okay, pacer watching you. You're too high. You need to be at the same level that Ben is. Notice you pop up right away. If you watch your helmet, pops right up. Now you're at the same level as they are, which is not good. We want to be lower than them. Okay. You do drop the knee, which is good. You recognize this double team, but we're too high. We're just way too high. Looks like your hand placement is pretty good. Okay, and LaFleur watching you. It doesn't look, I don't know. I think this is just base blue, so we should be watching our tackle, taking our 2 steps, getting hands-on, getting extension with their arms. Right, I don't know why we're picking a side here. We should not be picking a side. We should be square on this guy. Recognize that the play goes away. Then we should be fighting back over the top, which you do end up doing that, but notice how we get caught up in the pile. We need to make sure that we can get over the top and recognize that sooner. Okay, once again, guys, I think we do a fantastic job here as a line group. I want to just point out to you guys where this broke down. Our outside backers are not squeezing. Our inside backers are being too aggressive downhill instead of flowing over the top to where the play is going. And so that's why this play, they still gain yardage here. I think we do a fantastic job as a defensive front doing our job and doing what we need to do. See, our outside backer needs to be squeezing this down. Our inside backer right now needs to be flowing over the top because we are doing a great job maintaining the line of scrimmage. This backside backer needs to be flowing over the top to get into the play, but our outside backers do not do their job. Okay, our safety does a fantastic job filling. But in terms of us guys, we, against a very good team here on this first play, we do a great job holding up the line of scrimmage. Next play here, looks like we're running a wave. Got a wave call on. So we slant, that's a pass. We recognize pass. We're thinking a pass rush move. So LaFleur, remember your pass rush lane is this B gap. So we're thinking about what move we can put on to this guy and make sure we stay in our B gap. Okay, Pacer, we're too high with our slant. Okay, we need to get underneath that more. We need to try to dip our shoulder so he can't get a hand on us. And try to spin out a little bit sooner when you notice you're getting pushed like that. Okay, Ben, good job recognizing pass and then trying to get a pass rush on him. Okay, next play, we got a butter blue call on. LaFleur watching you. Make sure we stay tight here. Okay, if we're running this crash call, we need to make sure we stay as tight as we can. Keep this tight down. And then you pursue from the backside. That's good. Okay, watching Pacer here. We're too high still. Okay, you need to be down here by the hips. You're way too high still, Pacer. But good job right here maintaining this double team. This is exactly what we need to do. Keeping your hands tight inside, not allowing him to go up to the second level. We do give up too much ground here, but this is a great job making sure you're holding on to your key and demanding a 2-on-1. Notice how we keep two guys on us. So now our linebackers are able to flow. That's what we need to do. That's our job. Okay, Ben, you have a crash call as well. We have to make sure that we get outside this tight end. We have to make sure we get outside him. Because if they're able to run this ball outside, we're going to be in trouble. You have to make sure you get outside the tight end. But once again, all in all, guys, doing a really good job doing our job, staying disciplined. Okay, we got pass again. Let's look at our pass rush moves here. Okay, we got to make sure that when we're doing our pass rush, that we're still focusing on our hands. We're not just running into guys, because that's what offensive linemen want. They want you to just run into them, and so they can hold on to you and get slowly run over. Guys, when we do a pass rush, we want to try to make the least amount of contact possible with this offensive lineman. We want to try to work windows. Like right here, LaFleur, you got an awesome window on the inside here that you can rush. And if you are going to bull rush, we still don't want to make a lot of contact. We want to get extension with our arms so they can't grab onto us. And when we bull rush, we want to bull rush to get them to lean so then we can get rid of them. We still don't want to spend a lot of time into this guy, but we can't just run into him here because this is exactly what an offensive lineman wants. They want you to run into him like that. Okay. But LaFleur, good job doing a little swim move there and being able to get off. But I would like to see you get extension with your arms instead of having your arm around his back. I'd like to see you get extension first and then work that move. Next thing I'm going to say, LaFleur, do not leave your feet. Do not leave your feet. Keep your feet running, because if he pump fakes and you leave your feet, he can then maybe run by you. We never want to jump and try to bat the ball down. We just want to get our hands up in the air. Okay, Pacer watching you. You're too high. Get your head down into the chest. If you're going to bull rush, good job working an angle right there. I like that. And getting by him. That's really, really good. Okay, Ben, you got a crash call. You're getting out to to where you need to be, which is good. This is offense here. Now we're back to defense. One sec, guys. So back on defense here. Okay, we have this is a wave call, I believe, because we're out in a 5 technique here. Vinji, you're too wide. Remember, we need to be eye to eye. Okay, you're shoulder to shoulder here. We don't want to be shoulder to shoulder. We want to be eye to eye. So we all should be slanting inside. LaFleur, this is not good. You need to be into that gap. We cannot go A gap. We have to be B gap. That is our job. We need to be B gap accountable. Okay, we work on this plenty of times where we slant inside and we see this guy step out at us. We need to get vertical right away back into our gap. We cannot take that gap and get reached because that's where they're going to run the ball. We have to make sure we stay gap accountable. Owen, you too. You got to make sure that you stay in your gap and you do not get reached. Okay, because it's going to create running lanes that are too big for our linebackers to play. Vinji, we didn't get hands-on at all. We need to get hands-on and squeeze down. We can't let this tackle get up to the second level right away. Okay, that's not good. We didn't get hands-on at all. We need to squeeze this guy down. Okay, and notice how on defense, all 3 of us up front on this play did not do our job, but it's still a tackle for a loss or a minimal gain. Okay, that's where defense is a lot different than offense, where we can still have guys not doing their jobs, but it can still turn out okay. But this is not a good play for us up front. We are not gap accountable here when we are slanting and we're getting reached the other way. Okay, so that's going to be a point of emphasis for this next week. Okay, here I think we have another wave call put on. It seems, because it looks like Owen is slanting. It looks like LaFleur is slanting, but we're just too high when we slant. Look how high we are, guys. Okay, we're just way too high. Vinji, we need to get hands on our guys sooner. Okay, looks like we got another wave call put on. Once again, just notice how high we are, guys. Okay, we need to be down by the hips when we slant. We're way too high as we're coming through here. And we got to make sure we're attacking our gap, Owen. If we're too high, we're going to start bouncing around like you're doing there. Okay, Vinji, look at your feet. Your feet aren't, we're not taking the right steps. We need to make sure we just take that inside step to his shoulder. And we cannot get reached. I do like how you turn and run here. That's great. But we got to keep our play side shoulder free. Okay, here looks like we got a sail call on. So we slant inside here, Vinci. We're going to make sure we get vertical in our gap right away. Good job trying to work a pass rush move. Okay, Owen, that's a little bit better with your pad level. We could still be even lower. Try to get into this gap. Okay, LaFleur, it's hard to tell if you were in a 5 technique there. It looks like you were just playing your base technique. We need to make sure we're outside eye to outside eye, or sorry, inside eye to outside eye, and attacking that play side shoulder. Looks like we have a wave blue call again. Okay, Vinji watching you. Good job playing your shoulder there. Okay, but you need to stay right there. And good job. You recognize play goes away, so you spin out of it. So Vinji, this is pretty good besides your pad level. Once again, we're just way too high, guys. We're head to head. I need you to see your hands on the inside on the breastplate and you sitting down lower. Okay, Owen watching you. Once again, we need to get into our gap, guys. This is not a good job on our part. Look where they're running the ball. Right where you vacated, right where you need to be, Owen. Okay, So that's not a good job on our part. Okay, LaFleur, you slant inside and you get double teamed. Your job then is to stay double teamed. We're too high once again. Okay, we're not down by the hips, but if you're getting double teamed, even on a slant, stay double teamed. You don't have to try to fight off of it and spin out of it and just get pushed back into the linebackers. If you get double teamed, even when you're slanting, stay there and stay double teamed, because that means someone else is going to make the tackle. Okay. So once again, two of us not doing our job, and it's a minimal gain for them. But guaranteed this is going to come back and bite us in the butt because we're not doing our job. We're not staying gap accountable. We're trying to make a play when we're not supposed to. Notice how you're getting driven right into our linebacker here. And that's not good. We can't have that. Vinji, notice you're shoulder to shoulder. You're not eye to eye. You're way too wide. Okay, you need to have your eyes on your key. You notice he steps out. We're too late with our steps. I mean, look, he's already taken 1, 2. He's already taken 2 steps before you've taken 1. Okay, we need to be faster off the ball and reacting. We can't be this slow off the ball because he's already taken 2 steps and he's on your outside shoulder before you've even taken 1. Okay, that's not good for us. Okay, once again, we're too high slanting. I like to see us lower. We're too high slanting. Good job, though, recognizing pass and getting off and running down the line of scrimmage. Owen, good job finally spinning out and trying to get down. I'd like to see you do that sooner because, Owen, if you do that sooner, you'd be right here, being able to be in this play. Okay, so I slant, Owen. You slant. You see that goes away. You're getting double teamed. You can try to work back over the top instead of keep trying to run into this. We need to spin out sooner so we can pursue, so we can be in a position to be right here and help make this tackle instead of giving up those yards. We need to recognize a little sooner. Okay, next play here. Okay, we got a rib call, so we're slanting inside. Okay, once again, I just feel like we're a little slow off the ball, guys. Okay, he's already moving and running before we've even taken a step. Okay, we need to be looking in at the ball, and as soon as that ball moves, we need to go, and we hesitate. Don't hesitate. Okay, when we slant, we're trying to get penetration, go attack right away. Okay, if you did, that would make this kick out a lot harder for them. Okay, but good job engaging and not getting moved out. That's what we're looking for if we're getting kicked out. But what we need to do is that we need to go attack harder, so it's harder for them to make a kick out block. Okay, Pacer, we're too high and you're catching. Instead of going and attacking your key, taking 2 aggressive steps toward them and getting your hands on and getting into him, you're taking your steps and you're waiting and you're catching this guy, you're catching your key who's getting into you. We can't catch. We still need to be aggressive into our guy. Notice you take your 2 steps, you hop, and then you just wait, you catch. We don't want to catch. We want to be aggressive into our key, driving him back, okay, just with our 2 steps. And then it would be a lot easier for us to take on this double team instead of catching. You take your 2 steps and then you catch and wait. We don't want to do that, okay? We don't want to catch. We want to get into him, be aggressive, okay? Ben, this is a good job doing your call. This outside backer, this is not good on their part because they're not getting into their gap like they're supposed to. Okay, but once again, we do a good job getting a double team here so our backer can flow over the top. And now we have a backer here to make the tackle. Okay, so we were able to do our job. Okay, here we got a sail call. We're slanting in. We're too high. We're too high. Okay, make sure we stay out in our C gap. Don't vacate so early, Austin. Okay. Okay, here we got butter blue. Good job, Ben, getting out here. Keep fighting outside like you're doing. That's pretty good. Okay, Pacer, don't take this route. If you see him rolling out, let's fight back over the top. Same thing. Austin, let's try to fight back over the top and run down the line of scrimmage and get into this. Okay, LaFleur, looking at you here. Once again, this is not good, guys. We cannot have this. You need to get into your gap and fight back. You cannot get reached like this. Okay, we can't do a swim move here. This is not what we're supposed to do. Look at this is where you're supposed to be. This is your gap that you're supposed to be covering right now. And let's see where the ball's ran. Right where you're supposed to be. Okay, I take my first step. And I feel this. I feel him coming. You can see him. He's right in your path of where you're looking. And you need to get vertical in your gap right away. Okay. You cannot get reached like this. Anybody, when you're slanting inside. If this happens, you need to immediately start fighting back out. We cannot do this. We cannot swim and take the easy way out inside because we're going to be too late because he's going to run the ball here. We cannot take that. We have to get into our gap and be gap accountable. Okay, we need to fight back inside like Pacer's doing here. Fight back over the top and get into your gap. That's what we need to do, LaFleur. That's a big thing that you need to work on. Not taking that back door. Okay, you have to fight back into your gap. That's going to hurt us big time. Okay, watching you, Ben, here, this is perfect. You're eye to eye. You're nice and tight. Okay, you take your step, you see he steps down and you're squeezing because you don't know what's coming your way. Squeeze him down, squeeze him down. Okay, you see play goes away, then you can fight over the top. Okay, now that you know that plays away, you need to be quicker in fighting back over the top, getting to the play. Okay, we got a spam twist on here. Okay, we're too high slanting, guys. LaFleur, good job trying to get hands on. You see he's going away. Now we can go attack and pass rush him. So that's good. Okay, we got a butter blue call on here. So Carson, if it's butter blue and you are not given an on call because he's off, you're just playing a base technique right here. You need to be head up on this guy. You cannot be inside. I don't know why we're in inside technique. You need to be head up on him and attacking him. Okay, that's what we need to be doing. Pacer, get your hands inside and be lower. Ben, this is a decent job, but we could still be even lower. Okay, we got butter blue. We got a burn call on, so we're slanting outside. Good job, and he's slanting in. So good job there, LaFleur, getting out to your gap. Okay, Pacer watching you. You're too high. Once again, look where your head is compared to theirs. We need to get our hands on the inside. Okay, and that's why we get knocked over here, Pacer, is because we're just way too high. We're playing way too high. You got to be down by the hips. Okay. Ben, good job here trying to get out to that outside shoulder. Good job getting out there. Now start fighting back upfield. Can't get driven. Okay, it looks like we got a wave call put on here. Yep, you got a wave call. So Austin, watching you fight across face as quickly as you can. We're just too high. Good job fighting down and trying to get into that play. We're just a little bit too high. Make sure we finish that rip, LaFleur. Notice how this guy's able to stay on you. Okay, I need to see your inside arm going all the way up. Try to finish that rip, getting this guy off you. Okay, pacer. Once again, we're too high. Okay, and we need to get that second step down. Notice how you took one step, and when you make contact, this foot's still up in the air. Okay, it needs to go 1, 2. I need to see you starting to try to rip and turn and sit and trying to break off this double team here. Okay, Ben, watching you. Okay, Ben, this is an excellent job here. Okay, you take your step, you hop though. That's the one thing that's bad. Okay, you hop when you make contact. Okay, that foot's not completely on the ground, but the thing that helps you is that you are low enough to take this on. And then when you feel this double team, we do get moved too much here. Okay, we're getting moved. We're getting put right into his lap, which is not good. We get moved too much, but the thing that's nice is that you keep the double team so we're able to get off here. Okay, but we do allow too much movement here. Okay, we don't demand a double team here, so he's able to get up to the backer. We get moved too much here because we hop with our feet and we're still not low enough. So then he has to try to fight over the top of that. Now, once again, our outside backer does not help us because he runs upfield instead of getting flat, and he's not able to blow up the kick out block. Notice how he just runs upfield, and now there's this huge seam right here instead of crashing it down. Okay, here it looks like we have a sail, or no, this is a spam call. Okay, so Ben slanting in. This is, I like your pad level here. That's pretty good. Pacer a little too high. Okay, LaFleur, you should be attacking his outside shoulder. We can't get greedy here. You need to attack his outside shoulder. Okay, I'm going to stop right there with film. I think we've seen enough where we can learn from it. I'm going to move back over to offense and do some plays from there.